Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and welcome back to a new video. So let's go ahead and dive right in. 2 weeks without any junk food, ready meals, or treats. I suffer from depression, and for the past 3 to 4 years I've been neglecting my health, not moving as much as I should and eating junk pretty much every day. I've gained about 15 kilos in the past 3 years, female 30, 172 centimeters, 86 kilograms. I decided that this can't continue and promised myself to try to eat clean and slowly add in exercise, not just for my weight but my mental health too. Last weekend my partner brought chocolate and a bag of chips and I didn't have any, not a single piece. I'm so proud of myself, a rare feeling for me, just felt the need to tell someone. Well done. From my own experience, I found that completely abstaining from sugary food was really the best option for me. Many people say that complete avoidance of these foods will make you feel deprived and then lead to binging. I find it different for me. If I eat a little bit, I want a lot. That's awesome, congratulations. You can use analogs, example plain bubbly water if you crave soda or beer, but there's no real way to do it beyond cutting out problem items cold turkey. Remember, there's a colony of literally trillions of cells in your gut whose survival depends on your former diet. They have a powerful effect on our minds and what we decide to eat. They will scream bloody murder whenever you abstain. It takes a lot of willpower. We have to literally starve them to death so others can take their place. As your diet changes, over time you'll find your cravings and palate will change. The most interesting part for me was when I started noticing just how excessively salty, sweet, etc. things are that I used to enjoy. Great job. One thing that's keeping me from caving into cravings is that my streak will be 0 after that. Right now I'm happy it's been 2 weeks without having chocolate, and I know how disappointed I will be if I eat it. Luckily, I've come to the state where I don't really crave sugar like I used to. I could eat tons of candy in one night and not feel nauseous either. You're doing great. Keep it up and fight the urge. I find it very hard to neglect junk food. It's my addiction, to be honest. I drown my emotions in the endorphin rush by eating food. Not sure how to avoid it or even conquer this bad habit. It's pure emotional eating. Can't even make a week without my sugar fix. Happy for you that you're making it through though. I would have crumbled. Could you just try to make small changes over time instead of trying to change it all at once? Like switching from milk chocolate to a darker chocolate with less sugar, or replacing highly processed candy and snack bars with more natural ones like lower bars or homemade date nut bars that still have the sugar and fat that you crave but also contain fiber and micronutrients? You could keep making these little changes until you feel like you've hit your ideal balance of health and pleasure. You don't have to get perfect, just something you feel you can live with long term. Do you think you will feel deprived after a while? Have you gone cold turkey with junk food before, or is this the first time? I would hope your partner would be a bit sensitive to your situation and not have stuff you're trying to avoid all the time. I learned a long time ago not to deprive myself. I did set up a rule though. I only eat a bag of chips or get an ice cream cone as a treat outside. I don't bring any junk food or snacks or soft drinks inside the house. I also stopped drinking most soft drinks and fruit juices, and occasionally will have a Sprite when going out to eat. It's really about changing habits, timing, quantity, and substituting, rather than feeling like there are whole classes of foods or snacks you cannot touch. I just want to warn you about restricting yourself too much. Labeling foods as bad can do a lot more harm than good. Maybe you'll lose a bunch of weight, but then after a couple of years, throw your hands up in the air and start gaining again, because not ever giving in to what makes you feel good and happy does a lot more harm than good overall. Of course, everyone's going to be different. Maybe you'll get rid of your favorite foods and never want to eat them again. That's not usually what happens though. Instead of not eating cookies, I will just buy 1 pack, or just eat 1 a day. Stuff like this you gotta learn for yourself and what works for your body. But if you read a lot of the threads here, you'll notice that a lot of people gain weight back. Even a lot of articles and doctors are saying how most people gain it back. For most people, restricting too much will lead them to gain the weight back. Maybe you're different though and it will work for you. Hope this isn't too harsh. I just want the best for you and don't want people to make the same mistakes that I made. This is awesome, and you're starting out on a really smart path. Congrats. I'm about 15 months into the same journey. It gets easier, I swear. I'll share my personal experience in case you find it motivating at all. 1. The first few weeks or months was really hard. I crave sugar and junk foods a lot. Ice cream and cookies are my kryptonite. Crackers and cheese or peanut butter are close behind, and it took a lot of willpower to avoid them. I pretty much went cold turkey. I also cut out almost all alcohol and limited processed carbs, focusing on the most modest portions of whole grain carbs. Those things honestly helped a ton as well. Alcohol does something terrible to my satiety signals and GI tract, I discovered, so I feel so much better without it. I didn't count calories, I just focused on substituting healthy, filling food for my sugar addiction and ate when hungry. My weight started inching lower, and I added some strength training and started feeling better week by week. 2, and then it started getting easier. I could walk down the junk aisles of the grocery and not put cookies and ice cream into my cart. Before I cut sugars, there's no way I could have abstained. I also started time-restricted feeding about this time, where I didn't eat between 6 p.m. to 7 a.m., which really helped curb my late-night cravings. I also reduced or eliminated most snacking between meals, which again helped my satiety signals. After a few weeks of this, I started carefully adding back something unhealthy and delicious here and there, and gave myself permission to do so without feeling guilty. Just tried to enjoy it and be mindful of quantity. Had a few times where I ate more than I intended, but they didn't turn into a full-blown regression. Also kept up my strength training and picked up the intensity a bit, and the weight started to come off a bit faster now. But it didn't feel like I was depriving myself. I stayed focused on satiating fiber-rich or vegetable-rich meals, which I made myself as much as possible. 3. After losing about 20 pounds, I was down from 185 pounds to 165, 39 male, 5'9", and feeling worlds better about 1 year into this process. For the last 3 months, I turned up the intensity and started counting calories in my FitnessPal, trying to eat at about a 500 kcal deficit with occasional breaks of 1 to 3 days where I eat near maintenance, but don't overstress about the counting. Also counting my macros and upping my protein intake, and working out pretty hard with strength training to try and maintain or build muscle as I try and drop more fat. I've lost another 12 pounds, down to 153. Can't precisely estimate my body fat percentage, but it's likely somewhere between 17 and 23 based on comparison pictures and my waist measurements. I'd like to get down closer to 12 to 14, which would be the leanest I've probably ever been, and then focus on getting muscle by eating in a slight caloric surplus again. Feeling a bit depleted, possibly from the sustained caloric deficit, so if my sleep or workouts start to suffer too much, I'll take a break and need maintenance for a few weeks at least, and rest my body and brain. This has been quite a journey, but I feel 100 times better than I did before, and I'm excited to see what's next. Thank you for all the lovely comments and tips. What I think has helped me stay away from junk food is that I don't eat after 7 p.m. I brush my teeth early, since that also helps me with not wanting to eat at night, which has also been a habit for me in the past. Also, I prepare my breakfast and oatmeal and dinner the previous night, so I don't wander into eating something quick and unhealthy as I'm hungry. I keep my fridge stocked with fresh fruit and veggies, snack-sized carrots, cherry tomatoes, etc. So when I want to grab a little snack, I'll go for those instead of cookies or some crap that I previously would have chosen. Good luck to everyone with achieving your goals. We can do it. And that brings us to the featured narwhal of the day. 55 kilograms down in 2 years.